Got it. Thank you.
Now at 5:30, new video of snow pelting Willoughby overnight. Check this out. Plows were out and about, and check out all the snow they were just pushing onto the roads now, or off the roads. With the bands of lake effect snow hitting around the region, you might want to be careful out there. And a live look right now outside in Montrose. You can see Summit County still seeing moderate to heavy snowfall this morning, and it's just one area around Northeast Ohio dealing with snow right now. However, it's nothing like we saw in the last 2 days. But the weather is causing problems for some drivers this morning. These two accidents sent 6 people to the hospital overnight. Right now, we're making calls to find out how and why they happened.
All right, so you know we've got you covered to let you know if you need to leave some extra time to get to work today. Kristen is out in the middle of it all. How are things looking?
Here in Cuyahoga Falls, and I'm going to be talking to some of these drivers here. I did grab a couple. They didn't want to go on camera, but they did tell me very briefly that the side streets are bad here, but the highways are good. And we drove from Cleveland all the way here, and what we were saying was that same story. The highways are wet, the snow is not sticking, the salt is working, but the plows are out from what we can see. A lot of people are heading to work right now as traffic is picking up. So we're going to see if we could get some of these drivers on camera to talk with us because they are the ones on the roads here this morning, and they'll tell you what it's like, and we're doing the same. We're hitting the roads, bringing you the latest on the conditions. We'll send it back to you.
So, Christine, you've been following this snow's track. How much longer is it going to last?
Well, the snow that we're seeing in southern counties should continue here for the next hour or so before really decreasing. I still will keep the threat of snow in our forecast through the morning commute. Then guess what? We get a break. We get a very nice break here this afternoon and this evening, too. But here we are in Summit County. You can see Richfield, Peninsula, Hudson, Cuyahoga Falls, where Kristen was stationed there, Fairlawn, Copley, Talmadge, Akron, all picking up the snow for the first time this week. Solon, Twinsburg, Aurora, Streetsboro also getting a good deal of snow right there in that corner. You can see Huntsburg, DeBurton, and Middlefield picking up a little light snow, and it's still snowing very lightly there in Ashtabula County. Far southwest, New London, Nova, Savannah, Ashland, towns I have not called out this week. You are getting your first light dusting of snow here during the morning rush. So just beware, there will be quite a bit of snow around in areas where we haven't seen much of it so far this week. Let me show you the day planner for today. Snow ending here this morning with temperatures in the teens. By noon, we'll be up to 17 with some breaks of sun. We'll call it partly sunny this afternoon, 18 for your high. Then temperatures slip into the mid-teens for the evening. It will be a dry evening commute. Let's check in with Jackie now for the latest on that morning traffic.
Good morning. Well, as you make your way out throughout most of the area this morning, we're not seeing too much trouble for you as you head on out throughout the area. You can see as you travel out on 90, we are seeing some issues for you, though, as you make your way out in towards the area of 615. We're seeing some delays in between Vrooman Road in towards 615 on that westbound side, and then as you travel out throughout most of Akron, that's where we're seeing the snowiest area. So if you are traveling in snow, please be careful to not crowd the plows, brake slowly, reduce your speed, and avoid using cruise control as you head out this morning, because that, of course, will impact your trip. Please be driving very slowly throughout your commute. Taking a look outside as you travel out in the area of 71 and 76. You can see snow-covered roads in this spot, but for the most part, we're moving along relatively well. And as you can see here, 77 over by 480, not looking like too much of a problem as you make your way out in this spot. But I've got my eye on the roads, and I'll let you know if anything changes. Back to you.
5:33 right now, and throughout this snowy blast, people in Summit County have escaped the worst of the snow, but they are getting hit with a little bit now. Josh, you're live in Montrose, and what are you seeing?
We know this is the heaviest, Mike, that we've seen so far today. Coming down pretty heavy right now in Montrose, just outside of Akron. I just got off the phone with ODOT. They say they have full crews out. This is a large area here for ODOT. 111 crews are out in full force. Take a look at the roads behind me. You can see they are wet, more than snow covered this morning. They have been putting out beet juice instead of the salt because the salt does not work when it's this cold. And these cold temperatures are a big part of the story. Once again, very cold. It doesn't feel as bad, I will say, as it did yesterday and the day before. But once that wind kicks in, even down here near Akron, it just bites you. It is cold. You have to bundle up again today before you head out. So 2 big weather stories. We're talking about this snow that's coming down pretty good. No major accidents to report right now from the sheriff's office. And these temperatures, though, very cold. You got to stay warm.
All right, Josh, thank you for the info. Well, if you need help with your heating bill during these cold winter months, you can get it right now. The Council for Economic Opportunities in Greater Cleveland is extending its Home Energy Assistance Program, or HEAP. Now they're going to take a total of 65 walk-in customers each day, but you have to meet income guidelines to qualify. Now, for a single person, you cannot earn more than $22,342 a year, or it's $38,180 for a family of 4. To make an appointment, call the number that you see right there on your screen, that 216 number there. If you're headed out the door, go to newsnet5.com for all of your coverage. We are live streaming this shot as crews drive around local roads. This is here in Summit County. Plus, you'll be able to see any updated school closings and delays.
Coming up later today, a local man accused of shooting and killing his 4-year-old son is set to be in court. Terrence Allen of Akron faces several charges, including involuntary manslaughter and child endangering. Yesterday morning, Allen flagged down Summit County deputies who found son Jamarcus shot in the head. A handgun was in the car. The autopsy is also planned for today.
Of course, we all remember this video of the Cleveland police chase and shooting that left 2 people dead. Now there's new information about the number of officers involved. Cleveland police are telling News Channel 5 that 61 officers were involved in the chase. Chase eventually ended in East Cleveland, where 13 officers fired 137 shots, killing Timothy Russell and his passenger, Melissa Williams. 5:35, I'm here in the Live Center right now following a story out of D.C., and we are just learning that secret meetings are being held about the Chandra Levy murder case. And you might remember that Levy was a former congressional intern who was murdered a decade ago. It took years to find and convict the killer, and now that conviction is in jeopardy. Now, federal prosecutors aren't giving specifics on the hearings, but they say that there is some new information that could lead to a new trial or reveal another suspect. Now, the Levy murder case created a media sensation back in 2001 when she went missing. It also became a political scandal because she had an affair with Congressman Gary Condit. Her body surfaced at a D.C. area park. That was back in 2002, and there are plenty of details that we're working to get. We'll bring them to you when they become available. Macy?
You're looking live right now at the nation's capital, where the Senate is expected to approve the debt bill. Yesterday, the House approved a measure to prevent a first-ever government default. The move lets Treasury borrowing exceed the limit of $16 trillion through the month of May. Senator John Kerry testifies in front of friendly faces today. He will tell the Senate Foreign Relations Committee why he should take on a new role for the federal government. And a shift on the front lines, a major announcement later today that will change who can serve in combat.
And danger on the road. Snowy conditions led to wrecks overnight. I've got all the details about the dangers and how you can protect yourself.
You're waking up to what is all new on Good Morning Cleveland, and you can see the sun. The sun? No, we haven't seen that in a few days. We're talking snow coming down pretty heavily in some areas of Northeast Ohio. We are live streaming the conditions all morning long, and Christine and Trent have weather details coming up.
Welcome back to 540 on your Thursday morning. Take a look at this video of Lake Erie. Frigid temperatures froze the lake. Thousands of seagulls are now taking advantage of the extra walking ground. Just kind of sitting and walking around on a frozen Lake Erie. They're planning out. They're picking teams for their hockey game later on. So, yeah, the good news about the frozen Lake Erie means less lake effect snow eventually. But that ice is still very thin right now. It's definitely not thick enough to really get out unless you're the weight of a seagull. So the big thing is going to be the long-term cold effects.
Okay, and the good news for folks who would like a little bit warmer weather, we are going to warm up. So I don't know how much longer that ice is going to last on the lake. Let me show you your Power of 5 Doppler radar network right now. Snowing the heaviest in northern Summit County right through Akron. And then we are seeing just a little bit of light snow off to the west and off to the east of that band. So this is really some places that haven't seen snow really getting in on some snow so far this morning. That includes Brecksville, Sagamore Hills, Twinsburg, Hudson, Stowe, Fairlawn, Brunswick, Akron, and Talmadge. Let me take you to your forecast for today. Teens for highs, upper teens. So we are, again, slowly climbing out of that hole, but it's not going to get terribly warm today. After this snow tapers off this morning, look for some gradual clearing this afternoon. And again, highs pretty much everywhere, about 18 degrees today. Now let's check in with Jackie for our latest morning traffic.
Good morning, Christine. Well, this morning, roads are certainly looking better in most spots than they were throughout the rest of the week, but it's still icy. There's still snow-covered roads, and we are still seeing an issue with visibility. Taking a look at our maps right now as you travel out throughout the Cleveland metro area, we're not seeing any major slowdowns right now. 77 looking okay, as is 90. Further eastbound on 90, if you're traveling west in towards the city of Cleveland, we do see some more snow-covered roads in that spot, but throughout this general area, roads are actually looking okay. 480 as you head east away from 77 in towards the area of Twinsburg is a little bit icy. Now, as you head over throughout Akron, 77 and 76 moving along relatively well, despite the fact that these roads are seeing more snow than they've seen all week long. We're going to take a look outside now at a live picture of 77. This is over in the area of Montrose. And as you can see here, we are dealing with some snow coming down the roads. At least we can see the blacktop. That's the good news. But we are seeing visibility being an issue. And of course, you'll want to keep in mind if you are driving in snow, make sure you're braking slowly, you're not using cruise control, and you're driving as slowly as possible. Now, don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Jackie Traffic, so I can continue updating you on your commute even after you've left the house. Back to you.
And Jackie, accidents on those snow-covered roads kept first responders busy all night long. Cedra's been in touch with some of them, learning about some of the serious crashes. Cedra?
Yeah, Macy, for the third night in a row, it's been pretty much nonstop. And this morning, at least 6 people are in the hospital after wrecks on Cleveland's east side. The first happening just before 11 last night. 2 cars collided along MLK in St. Clair. Paramedics rushed 5 people to the hospital. Right now, I know at least 1 person is in critical condition. The 4 others now unstable. Then around 2 o'clock, another serious crash, this time a car into a pole on Kempton Avenue that's just off of East 93rd Street. The driver trapped inside before being cut out and rushed to Metro Health, also in critical condition. Now, I'm still working to learn exactly what caused those serious wrecks, but bottom line, if you're headed out today, take it slow and give yourself plenty of space.
43 right now, a new role for a former presidential candidate. A Senate panel considers a man who